And so it is with the new dispensary, where a New Guinea medical aid cures tropical ulcers, binds up wounds and lowers the infant death rate to a level their own midwives could never achieve. Who could say these are bad things? Yet they've been the means of their downfall. The community can hardly survive much longer the twin forces of population pressure and the departure of the young men who are its main food producers. The coconut palm, most generous of nature's gifts, not only provides Nukumanu with the means of life, it provides the means of oblivion too. The sap of the coconut flower, fermented, makes a potent liquor which the men of Nukumanu will drink by the pint. They brew the stuff in one more of the sea's gifts, the glass floats that Japanese tuna fishermen attach to their nets. The globes float in on the tides and the men use them to brew the fiery milk. They pass around the communal jug and fill their makeshift cups and empty them and fill them again, and ruminate about the ways of women and the state of the world, the day's fishing, and what lies on the other side of tomorrow. The ship's hold is loaded. Tomorrow she leaves on the tide, and with her, Tanaki. This is his last day. And before he goes to enter a new life of wage labor, he and his friends row out to a place they call the Island of Birds, a place they've known since they were young. They'll spend the day here the way they used to when they were boys, eating the fish they brought with them, making quiet conversation that says little, but means much more than it says. And then they'll go hunting the birds that live here in the trees. The night before the boys leave, the village holds a sing-sing. The women in one place, with their trade store ukuleles and guitars, singing old songs about lovers who go away. And in a place apart, the men hear the voices of the girls and drink the fiery milk of the coconut liquor. And with long silences and few words, they make their own farewells among themselves, and make their amends, and resign themselves to whatever tomorrow will bring. In times to come, Tanaki will remember his last hours on Nukumanu, his last walk through the village where he was born. In New Guinea, among aliens, the tall rivermen, the stocky highland tribesmen who'd never seen the sea, the dark-skinned Solomon Islanders, Tanaki will remember it all. The houses of his people, the familiar palms, the beach and the reef, the lagoon and the tiny circle of islands. And in dark moments, he'll wonder why he ever came away. He'll envy for a moment the old ones who were content to live, find all they wanted of life, and die on Nukumanu. Then he'll recall his thirst to leave a world you can walk around in 20 minutes and find wider worlds. And he'll remind himself, there's no stemming the tides of change, and once you begin to dream of new things, the old things are as good as ended. The tide is high to take the steamer through the reef, and by the shores they've known all their lives, the last partings are made. There are tears, for on Nukumanu, feelings well up direct from the heart. There are tears from the women who know a woman's loss. There are tears from the young men who suddenly see that this is not only a beginning, but an ending too. And the old ones watch by the shore, watching them go, the boys they may never see again. One day, they will themselves be taken from this shore they've known all their lives. But this is how their ancestors came to Nukumanu, driven on from some other homeland by necessity. And necessity will send them on further again. And on the ship, the young men who leave feel for the first time the soft throb and shudder of engines, which will drive them to another shore. And in years to come, they'll remember it was here their youth ended, on this sunny day, and their manhood began. These were a Polynesian people who came 1,000 miles and found a circle of islands they could make their home. They came with their own ways, their own beliefs and their own gods, and lived here. And soon they will be gone. And Nukumanu will then be only a name on a map, a memory of a place where people lived and died. And then, as human memory fails, it will be only a meaningless sound from a language no longer spoken. A sound like the soft clashing of palm fronds in the wind, like the sound of the sea.